do certain foods increase the aging of your? I mean, because certain foods will increase the aging of a person. Because
Hmm.
like if you're overweight, you're using more energy, and it's just bad. It's bad for you, right? If you're overweight, it's bad for you. You're going to age faster. I'm guessing that's the same with skin. Like if you had someone listening to this that was getting takeaways 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, would you say that they're going to age faster, like in terms of aesthetics?
Yeah, they're not helping themselves. I often describe it to people as like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like your body has a Maslow's
Mm.
hierarchy. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a psychological concept of like a pyramid, and at the bottom are things that are really important to us, and then as you go higher up the pyramid, they're things that are helpful but not as essential. So sort of in terms of human health, the bottom is shelter and food, and in terms of skin
Mm.
aging, we can look at it. I often talk to people about we need something from each of these layers of the pyramid, and you need to make sure you've got a nice solid base to your pyramid before you really start to worry about the things that come higher up. Um, so the base of the pyramid that I talk about to people is their nutrition. What you're choosing to eat, checking that your macros are in a good sort of ratio of what is right for you, making sure you drink enough water that isn't just coffee. So many people go, oh, don't drink anything but coffee, and then in the evening I switch to wine. That is not going to be helping you. So we want good nutrition, um, good hydration, making sure that our stress levels are controlled as much as they can be, because that definitely makes an impact of people in terms of aging and the amount of cortisol that we've got going around. And then my next layer up for them would be things like SPF. Gets a layer by itself, actually, SPF. And then, some medical grade skincare in there to help in terms of day to day what they're doing. Before you come on to the higher things in the pyramid, like the Botox, the fillers, the skin boosters, the things that they're going to inject, there's no point concentrating upon this part of the pyramid if you're not bothering to do the bits at the bottom. Like they're
Mm.
just floating around at the top without anything to sort of really, really base on. And I'm not saying, we can't all live these perfect lives or we don't ever do anything that's bad for us. Um, what's the name of that guy that has spent his millions? His name's
Oh,
escaped me.
oh my God! And he's what, trying to age backwards, or he's trying to like
Yeah,
live
that.
forever. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm fascinated by him. I think it's really interesting. But when
Wait,
you're
let me look this up.
calculating, didn't he do a post that said like, oh, if you have a Thanksgiving lunch, it's going to take 7 minutes off your life? I may be quoting him completely wrong,
Yeah,
but you're just
but
like, there's a balance,
yeah,
right? There's a balance
yeah.
between, barbecued food is bad for us. Burnt parts, if we burn food, it's carcinogenic. But does that mean
Yeah.
you're never going to eat a barbecue again? Probably not. Am I going to eat it
Oh,
every night? No. But am I going to have it if I get invited around a friend's house and they're having a barbecue? Of course I am. So it's about that
mm,
sort of balance of risk versus benefit while still managing to find joy in life day to day. You don't want to be
yeah.
so restrictive on yourself and that's bad for me, that's bad for me, that you steal all joy from your day. But it's
Mm.
just having that awareness. At least if we understand and we're making conscious decisions either way with what we're doing, then we can make better decisions overall. So yeah, 3 takeaways a week is bad.
Yeah, exactly, and I do think you're right. Like it's anything in life is balance, right? It's you're not going to live forever. You need to have a degree of fun, but it's about weighing that up with the positives and negatives, and also just being like, right, I enjoy going to the pub. Maybe I'll do it once a month instead of once every week because it makes me feel shit the next day, and I know, and then I eat takeaway food, and there's a cycle. The guy's name's Brian Johnson.
Ah, thank you, Brian Johnson. Fascinating man. Fascinating.
He is fascinating, but I at the same time I wonder like what is driving him to do what he's doing, because like on from the surface level it seems like he actually doesn't, like his life is so regulated that there is no like cheat day.
No.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. But then maybe his personality type is such that regimented structure brings joy. I don't
Yeah.
know. Some people really like to know what they're doing. They like that structure. They like that repetition. Don't like things catching them off guard, something coming out of the ordinary in terms of their routine. Um, which for most of us, we'd find that a bit monotonous.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about him? Like people want to be healthy and they have this perception that tans are healthy. You've got a guy there that has like he is formatted every piece of his life to try and reduce aging, and he's white as a sheet. He's not like sun has not seen that man, or he's just had really strong SPF on for years.
Well, because tans aren't healthy. It's interesting where that came from. You know,
I think it was like Hollywood
propaganda of like, Kellogg's did breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, it is if you're Kellogg's. Like, of course it is.
Yeah.
And diamonds, diamonds are rare. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. They're not the rarest gem. It's amazing how marketing around diamonds meant that they were the most desirable versus many other gems that are rarer.
Yeah.
I think that's the same with tanning. We've been given this, this is healthy, and it really isn't.
I do wonder how much of people's perception comes off of what they see on TV. Because you've got this phone, right? Like, if I go onto my phone right now, this is going to be awful, but if I look at my screen time, I'm going to guess that yesterday was like, I was on my phone a lot. The daily average for me, that's actually not that bad. My daily average on my phone is 2 hours and 4 minutes. But
that isn't that bad.
That's not, yeah. I'm actually quite proud of that.
I imagine mine was longer yesterday and I worked.
But it's, to be fair, it does say down 40% from last week. So we've got a week to go. So, but I can imagine if someone's spending 6 or 7 hours is typically the average, right? If someone's spending 6 or 7 hours, let's say 3 of that is on either Instagram or TikTok, and they are getting hit with the same message again and again and again and again and again, 3 hours a day, every day for the rest of their lives, surely that's going to mold the way that you see things. It's going to burn into your brain a certain way of thinking. And it's interesting. There was a point where, so most guys get to a point in their life where they start losing their hair. And they start being like, fuck, what do I do to keep my hair? And then all of a sudden, they start looking on TikTok how, hair restoration, whatever it is. And then they start getting hit by ads that go, you need a hair transplant. And it's again and again and again and again over years. And then all of a sudden, click, the decision's made, they go and get a hair transplant. And I just wonder how much of that is replicated amongst especially females and surgeries on their face, like facial surgeries. I wonder if they notice a wrinkle one day, they look it up on social media, and then the algorithm just dishes them so hard that they end up getting the surgery.
I mean, it's what the algorithm wants to achieve ultimately, isn't it? The marketing from the companies want you to either buy their product or, the companies that are providing the surgery want you to go and seek out and have a consultation with them. It's going to play a role, isn't it? If you're getting the same message day after day after day, that repetition of a message is going to have impact. I find it really interesting how quickly the algorithm really narrows you down. If I'm talking to people during consultations, my phone is in the room. Obviously, I'm not on it, but it is in the room. And depending on what we talk about, it's funny what my ads do. Because we don't only talk about their face, we do talk about other things as well. And it is so interesting after I've had those conversations, the targeted ads that come up for me. And you're like, my God, it is literally listening even when I'm not using it. And how I have really noticed how much it niches down. I looked something up. I think I looked up a collagen powder because someone said they used one that I hadn't heard of. So I looked it up. So I just Googled this brand. And then I was scrolling through Facebook because I'm old. So I'm still on Facebook. And every single ad that came up was for a different collagen powder. I'm going to get it again now because I'm talking about it again. So I'm going to get all these different companies coming up. And it's actually annoying. Just how relentless it is, how much it narrows down. And I can see how people end up buying it because it is just there all the time.
If you guys enjoyed that clip, please do me a huge favor before you go and head over to our Into the Mind podcast official page where we have the raw, uncut Into the Mind podcast, and hit that subscribe button. And the more subscribers we get, the more incredible guests we can get on the show. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all real soon.